Not all attics are as easy as this one. Sometimes many houses just have what's called an attic hatch, and you need a ladder and you need to pull yourself through it. This is way easier. This is your typical pull down stairs. So we're going to go up into the attic now. One of the things you want to do is wear your particulate mask. Okay, these are very cheap, but what it does is make sure that whatever dust and particulates are up there aren't going in your lungs. If you have very old fiberglass, that easily gets disturbed. Some attics have old vermiculite insulation that actually has asbestos in it. You don't want to be breathing that. There might be mold up there, all sorts of things. So just to play it safe, put your mask on. Now be aware, if it's an unfinished attic, it's not designed for you to be walking around in. You can do it, but you have to be careful. One of the things you want to look for is the nails that are sticking through the roof deck. This wood is called a roof deck. The shingles are attached to this. If you have an older house, it's possible that you have an old type of wiring up here called knob and tube wiring. It's very obvious to see if you do have it. And if you do, be careful, because basically it's live wires that are unsheathed. If you have knob and tube wiring, don't touch it. Find out if it's live. If it's live, forget about working up in the attic. It's too dangerous. You don't want to touch it. You don't want to put anything on it that might possibly catch fire. It's just a danger. So if you have it and it's live, go away. Leave the attic. When you have this, all of this shape here, which makes maneuvering very difficult in the attic, you know it's a truss. These were bought as huge pre-made triangular pieces to support the roof. And they're very good in a lot of ways. But when you have trusses, typically the floor joist is only 3.5 inches. It's a regular, basically a 2x4. If you don't have trusses, you're probably going to have a 2x6 up to a 2x12. More like probably a 2x8 or a 2x10. When you're walking around in the attic, you want to make sure that you walk only on those joists. If you notice this, that's your drywall. That's your drywall ceiling. So if you step on this, your foot's going through and possibly your body's going through. So you only step here. This is probably okay to step on. This is the top plate, one of the top plates in the house. But generally speaking, just stick to walking on the joist. So attics don't get much more difficult than this to get through. It's low and it's a truss, and the ducts are up here. So there's a lot of wiggling and waggling, but usually it's worth your while to do it and find out what's really happening up here.